No day at the seaside for Manchester United tonight. It's at the Vitality Stadium for the first ever Premier League encounter between Bournemouth and Manchester United. What a story it has been for Minnows Bournemouth, from very much the lower leagues in probably League 2 at some point, and Eddie Howe has now taken them to the Barclays Premier League. Alfred Burrett starts in goal for him tonight with Francis, Evelix, Ryan Shawcross and Daniels, Richie, Arter, Sermon, Gardel and Tomian in the midfield, and Callum Wilson as always up front. Manchester United, it's David De Gea in goal with the regular back four of Darmian, Smalling, Roja and Shaw. It's Carrick, Blind and Fellaini, the midfield three, playing just ahead of them, while further up front, way up front actually, it will be Martial and Depay on the wings with Rooney at the main man up front. Best away record goes to Manchester United thus far, and that is just not in the Barclays Premier League. That is also in the Champions League, where they progressed early this week against Helsinki with a convincing win, and will now go on to face Benfica in the later rounds starting next year. What a day this is for Bournemouth and their fans. And just think, later on this season, they will be taking a trip to the Theatre of Dreams to face Manchester United at Old Trafford later on. And what a day that's going to be for them. Callum Wilson on a run of his own, great scoring record so far. Bournemouth not in the relegation zone, they're actually putting up a really good season together. Eddie Howe is certainly doing very well for Bournemouth this season. Nobody expected them to really run rings around the league, but avoiding relegation is probably more than what they expected anyway. But it's going to be a tough task against Manchester United. It always is, despite their run of form. Most recent win was at West Ham in the league. They did suffer draws against Watford and Leicester, however, Manchester United, so Bournemouth will take encouragement from that. With the Borich in goal. Ryan Shawcross starting from Stoke. Nice land for him. And Winger's not going to get there for Bournemouth. Manchester United must not take Bournemouth lightly. They've had a really good season, so they must take Bournemouth as serious as possible. They're no slouch. And it's going to be headed out by Marcus Rojo, that cross. But Bournemouth have a tough task on their hands to pass that man in goal, David De Gea. It's a tough task all on its own. Riddell's going to take the corner here. And he comes. Going to go to the far post, headed away by, I believe that was Smalling. And the Bournemouth player is down. Seems okay, although he is getting up rather slowly. He seems to be up now. Here's Sermon. Riddell with the cross! And Wilson was up front pretty much on his own. Very poor defending by Manchester United. Didn't pick him up at all. They were lucky he skied it. David De Gea didn't even move. This crowd is going to be a raucous crowd. It might be a small stadium, the Vitality Stadium, but that doesn't mean this crowd is not going to be noisy. And into Rooney. Rooney's not really played for Manchester United at all recently. He's been a bit out of favour against Bahinho and Martial. Bahinho, one of which scored in the Champions League game midweek. Mind you, Rooney has been carrying a niggle or two around recently. Of course, Jones is already on the injury list. It's great passing from Bournemouth here. Fantastic passing. Here's Wilson. Wilson's free and open, it's in! Bournemouth take the lead! Oh my goodness me! Callum Wilson's done it again. Manchester United completely starstruck by the magnificent passing of Bournemouth in these early stages. And what a goal outside the box, just about. David De Gea gets fingertips to it, but it's not enough to keep it out. Bournemouth have the lead at the Vitality Stadium against champions-elect Manchester United. Wow. Well, they've had an impressive season up to now, but that may be just the highlight of it if they can pull out a win here. Callum Wilson gives Bournemouth the lead. Manchester United in trouble. What a goal from Wilson that was. And puts Bournemouth in front. Amazing stuff here in the first 15 minutes of the game. Manchester United completely flat-footed there. The passing was magnificent from Bournemouth. No fear here. And already Manchester United come forward. And it's going to be a free kick. I think there was offside given against the United forward. Next for Bournemouth will be at the Hawthorns against West Bromwich Albion. And you can guarantee that Bournemouth probably want the game to end right now. 1-0 in front against Manchester United. What a story here. It's Francis. Magnificent passing though. And here we go. Here they go again. Here's Sermon. Short to Memphis. Bad pass from Memphis. 82% passing from Bournemouth. As you can see on the screen. Oh, Blind. And is Rooney going to get there? Yes, he is. Wayne Rooney. Goal. Instant equaliser for Manchester United. And Wayne Rooney, who's been out of favour recently. It was a great pass from Daley Blind. And the lead lasted all of 5 minutes. It's sad for Bournemouth, really. But what a pass from Blind this is. And Rooney really looked up to get the ball there. He's run under a lot of criticism recently for not really running as much as he used to. But that was shades of the old Wayne Rooney there. Latching onto that ball. That pass from Blind was magnificent. And Rooney made the most of it. And Manchester United are back level. It's Rooney's 5th goal of the season. He's equal with current top scorer and Herrera. Up next, behind them, Aaron Henwood with 3. Time into after. As long as Bournemouth don't give this up, they're always going to be in it. They can't let their heads drop and their spirits drop. They just have to keep playing. And playing like this is magnificent. Wilson, such a joy to watch Bournemouth play. A point here would not be enough for Manchester United. They're languishing in the top 4. They're there, but they're 4th. They need a win to try and keep up with runaway winners, or runaway leaders rather, Manchester City and Chelsea. There's Michael Carrick, who is another one that's kind of fallen out of favour recently. Michael Carrick for the resurgence and form of Bastian Schweinsteiger. I mean, who can blame Louis van Gaal for wanting to play him? It's kind of made Carrick a bit out of favour in terms of games. Schweinsteiger is that little bit younger than Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick has the experience and know-how to win these sort of games. And he's not a bad passer either. There's Francis for Bournemouth. Good header from Darmian. Laney is picked off by Tolman, but Tolman's tackled. It's good defending here by United, but here's Daniels. Tolman and shot there by Servant. And is that a corner? I don't think it is. It's a goal kick. Wayne Rooney. And he did really well to hold off his defender too. That's a great goal from Rooney. And the work ethic there was on for Rooney. He latched onto the pass from Blind. Magnificent pass. Here's again with another good pass. Rooney finds Memphis. Memphis is all good. Good teamwork there from Bournemouth, and after cut off Memphis's possible escape run. And Sermon. Daniels. Sermon. Wilson. And Wilson, the main man for Bournemouth this season. As we said earlier. Blind. It's another beautifully weighted pass from Daley Blind. He's doing fantastically at the moment. Memphis with the cross, it's blocked. Picked up by Luke Shaw. He puts it back in. It's going to be picked up by Elmer. Daley Blind is certainly the man for Manchester United at the moment. Great passing. Here's a block. Short cross. Almost picked off by Fellaini. Talk of Fellaini playing the front man sometimes. I don't think that'll be a possibility. The forwards Manchester United do have, even with the loss of James Wilson, who's out on loan at Brighton. Sure, that's a bad pass. Back on Bournemouth again. The tackle from Fellaini. The referee says it's fair. Michael Carrick. Back to Fellaini. Good stuff here from United. Here's Memphis. He's going to be offside. Manchester United starting to settle and get into the game. A bit of that old United swagger with the passing. But unfortunately, Memphis is offside on that occasion. Fellaini misses the header and falls at Tolman instead. Good sense of awareness there from Daley Blind. Sure, is that going to end up with Memphis? Yes, it is. Memphis is going to get there, and he makes mincemeat of his defender. And here's Memphis Depay on another dazzling run. He's wide at the goalkeeper's post. Memphis Depay really is running at defenders nicely recently, and that's unfortunate, really. Just spun away from him at the vital moment there. Memphis is really starting to play well. Memphis Depay has been the scoring machine in the Champions League. He was one of the scorers against Helsinki on Tuesday night. Here's Francis. Sermon, more brilliant passing for Bournemouth. You've got to give them credit here. And that's a beautifully weighted pass again. But Daniels is going to get there in front of, I think it was Memphis. Picked off by Rooney. Oh, unlucky. The way Rooney's gutted. I don't think he expected to fall to him. And he rushed the shot. Unlucky. Back in the lineup as the captain tonight. And playing rather well, actually, Wayne Rooney. Looks like that rest would have done him some good. What's up? Richie. Picked out by Rojo. Fellaini. Michael Carrick. Maybe blendable people. Fellaini. Midfield three are really getting forward here for Manchester United, but they need to be careful if they don't get caught on a break. Approaching 3 minutes of added time in the first half. Both teams are playing really well. Short cross. Sermon. I think it ends up with Tolman. Ends just after. After has some space, it's going to run straight through to De Gea. Going to throw it out to Fellaini. Not enough time at the end of the first half. Fellaini was eyeing something. And what a great game it has been here. Bournemouth taking a shock early lead. which lasted all of 5 minutes thanks to Wayne Rooney latching onto a brilliant pass from Daley Blind. Both teams playing really well, and a draw is certainly the most fair result considering the brilliance of both teams in this first half. What a game here. Bournemouth won, Manchester United won at the break. Substitution at the beginning of the second half here at the Vitaly Stadium. Louis van Gaal rolls the dice and Stadio Berahino comes on for Marouane Fellaini. As we begin the second half, Louis van Gaal wants some goals and Berahino's been the scoring machine. Again, it seems more in the Champions League for Berahino and Martial in particular. In the Premier League, it's under Herrera and Aaron Hemwood scoring the goals, although Rooney does have 5 himself. It's a great cross from Martial. Rooney drops back into the midfield where Fellaini was. And Berahino is up front. Daniels, great tackle from Darmian. Darmian has really impressed me. Really known his positions well. Bournemouth need to be careful here. They don't play it too far back and lose the ball, because if they do, they could be in real trouble. There's Grado. Picked out by Rojo. Lind. Carrick. Big pass. There's Rooney. And he loses it. Daniels, picked out by Rojo again. He's done really well in this game, Rojo. Tommy picked out by Sermon now. Oh, and that's a great pass. Tomlin tries a shot. It's going to go wide. Both teams really are making a good game of this. This will be the attempt from Rooney earlier, but he latched onto from a bad pass, to be honest. There's Ritchie. Tackled by Blind. Bournemouth throw. There's a right on scrap with Memphis, and he comes out with the ball. Sermon. Oh, Luke Shaw, not all convincing, but he does get the ball somehow and gets it to Blind. And she's none of my count themselves a bit lucky there, though. Shaw looked a bit uncomfortable at first. And here's Stadio Berahino. Oh, great turn. Berahino in the box. He's slithering his way through. And it's just wide. I think it might be out for a corner though. And it is. Berahino was twisting and turning in the box and Bournemouth just about cleared it. And now Boris has to defend this corner. Memphis takes it. And he comes out and he punches it. Anthony Martial in the box. Good defence there by for Bournemouth. Manchester United a small peel for handball, but that would have been really harsh. G tackled by Shaw. He's had a good game as well. Oh, Sermon. Now, here comes Grado with a cross, and De Gea brilliantly picks it out. That was risky. He was out a long way there. Oh, and Martial just unfortunate there. Carrick just overhit his pass a little bit. Now Eddie Howe's going to be called into action. Substitution. As Neil Ritchie comes off for Atiyu, I think his name was. I couldn't quite read the caption there. It'll come up on the screen in a second under the scoreline, I'm guessing. And it's Atisu for Bournemouth. I think Atsu played for Newcastle last season. I seem to remember that name. He's after again. Bournemouth is slowing things down a little bit. The passing hasn't been as fluid as it was in the first half. Bournemouth slowing the pace down a little bit. They'll be just playing for a draw now. Serve it. After Tolman. Oh, he's lost the ball. Picked out by Rooney. And now, Wayne Rooney. He really is up for this game this evening. Wayne Rooney just needs to really square it, and he ran out of time. What a one from Rooney. He's really playing well. That rest has really done Rooney some good. This is Tomlin. Good back heel to Wilson. Saved by De Gea. Brilliant back heel there. Onto Wilson. Hit it first time. Smalling. Very lucky not to get handball called against him. Good save from David De Gea. And it's a corner to Bournemouth. What a game this is. I'm really impressed by the way Bournemouth are playing. In particular. Get it away from Memphis. Oh, here's Rooney. No one's at the back for Bournemouth. Rooney has so many options. Rooney will pick out Martial. Goal. And Bournemouth were caught completely cold. So much space. Rooney could have taken all day to do that. You can't blame Bournemouth. They're going all out here. But unfortunately, no defence there at all when Rooney picks out Martial nice and cleanly. And Martial puts it in the corner. Another goal for the rising star that is Anthony Martial. Coming out of nowhere. £36 million Manchester United paid for him. And he's come out of nowhere and he's making a name for himself. Only his second goal of the season, however. But he got that hat-trick in the Champions League against PSV in the 5-0 thumping they put on them, if you remember. Martial's first goal in the league was his debut against Liverpool. Penalty given. Tomlin. You have to wonder now if Bournemouth's heads will drop a little bit now. Wayne Rooney, what a run from him. I have to say that Wayne Rooney is more than earning his place back in the squad tonight. Now here's Berahino. Another brilliant pass. The passing has been magnificent from both teams tonight. It's going to be coming off Shawcross for a corner. Well, Martial, like Memphis, has been scoring more goals in the Champions League, but Wayne Rooney made that all for him. Now Memphis is going to take this corner. Headed in by Smalley. Oh, here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to make a run of his own. He's going to be greatly tracked by Darmian, I think. And there's Darmian. It could be Shaw on the other side. Oh, and a shot there. Over the bar. After the Bournemouth captain. And he pretty much skied that, sadly. I think it was always going over. Francis. Across to Wilson. Oh, here's Tomlin. Picked out by Shaw. Let's go with Bournemouth though. Great passing again. The passing has come back a little bit for Bournemouth. Here's Tomlin. And great defending there by I'm not sure who that was, but it was great defending in any case. I think it might have been Rojo. I think it was. Great tracking and movement there. Gave the striker nowhere to go. Tomlin, that is. And here's headers out for a Bournemouth throw. And whatever happens tonight, you've got to give Bournemouth great credit. They've come out here to play. But sometimes, when you face Manchester United in you're a minnow side like Bournemouth, sometimes there's just nothing you can do. Manchester United are just a better team on the night. But credit to Bournemouth, they've really come out to play. Here's Atsu, the substitute. Bournemouth's still in this, you know. Atsu probably could have done a little better there, though. But unfortunately, he was stopped in his tracks. 10 minutes to go. That's his dad too. Some good passing here. Winston's going to hit off the head of Darmian. I don't think he knew much about it. He cleared it pretty well. Another roll of the dice from Eddie Howe here. Substitution. Glenn Murray will come on for Lee Tolman. Tolman's done well. Glenn Murray, formerly of Crystal Palace, I believe. Here's Arta. I think I've been calling him after this whole game. Thought it was an F on the screen. Francis. Good block. Somebody, but Bournemouth still have it, and now they have a bit of space to run into here. Cross, it's a looping ball. Carrick's there with somebody, and that could be considered a foul on another day. Bournemouth unlucky. I don't think Carrick made any contact. It was a clash of players more than anything else. Ball's in, it's going to fall to Smalling, who's going to have the greatest of back passes there. David De Gea's going to push it out. Here's Atsu off the post. And it's going to go out for throw. And Manchester United almost caught cold completely. And they get the ball. And Atsu off the post. Wasn't the greatest of passes from, I believe it was short. There's Martial. Berahino's calling for it. Berahino's going to get it. He's onside. Sergio Berahino will score. And that is the end of the game, unfortunately now. 3-1 to Manchester United. The most extravagant of celebrations, you can understand why. Martial, great pass here. Unselfish. Could have gone himself with his pace, but chose to pick out Berahino instead. And let's not forget that Berahino actually came on as a substitute at the start of this half. From Marouane Fellaini. Boric is unlucky. It's just gone under him. And Manchester United surely now have wrapped up the 3 points, and a win they need, to be fair. That's his first goal for Manchester United in the league anyway. Don't forget he scored that hat-trick in the League Cup against West Brom. And a couple in the Champions League in midweek as well. 3 minutes to go, and this game looks over. Manchester United do need this win, to be fair. Falling behind in the title race a little bit. You could probably say it's job done for Manchester United. You probably would have expected them to win tonight, but Bournemouth are giving them a game. There's no doubt about that. Atsu to Francis, back to Atsu again. Arta. There's only 3 minutes of added time at the Vitaly Stadium. And Bournemouth, you have to say, probably have now kind of run out of legs. Handball against Darmian, but advantage is gained. Here's Daniels. It's cleared away. And now here's Berahino again. Great tackle from Emlak. If he'd missed that, Berahino probably would have been clean through on goal. Down by De Gea. His servant. Oh, good save by De Gea. Good strike as well. Let's go out for a Bournemouth corner. And Boric is coming up apparently. The game's already over. I don't know what Boric can do, but if they get a goal quickly and get back up the field. Well, in comes the corner. Boric is right there, you know. It's going to go over the bar. And I don't think much came of that, to be honest. It could have gone anywhere, that header, to be fair. Number 22. Good header. Boric is probably going to make his way back to his goal. David De Gea's not going to be in a real rush to kick this either. Probably the last final action of the game now. Here's Daniels. 3 minutes went up a while ago. And that is it. A win for Manchester United that they vitally need, but Bournemouth can hold their heads high tonight. They gave Manchester United a real game. They took the lead in 50 minutes into the first half, but an instant reply from Rooney just 5 or 6 minutes later. And then in the second half, Manchester United pretty much controlled the game with goals from Berahino and Anthony Martial. And in a win they need. But Bournemouth can really be proud of their efforts tonight. Fantastic effort from the Minnows. Unfortunately, like we said, when you come up against Manchester United, sometimes there's not a lot you can do. Bournemouth, great effort and a great game as well. Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 3. Scores from the rest of today's games. Aston Villa take a shock win against Arsenal by 2-1 out of nowhere. It looks like the new manager's really setting in well there. Of course, we have already seen the Bournemouth-Manchester United match where United won by 3-1. Crystal Palace lose to Southampton by 1-0. The resurgence for Liverpool under Johan Klopp continues. 2-1 to them against West Brom. Norwich involved in a thriller at Everton who eventually won the game by 3-2. Sunderland lose by 1-0 against promoted side Watford. And Stoke City have beaten West Ham by the same scoreline. Title changes probably in slightly, and by the way, the next game is actually going to be the Capital One Cup match between Manchester United and Port Vale, who, don't forget, knocked out Manchester City in the previous round. As we go to the league table, Manchester United shoot from 4th to 2nd and 2 points behind Manchester City in the top 2 there. Chelsea in 3rd but a point back. Arsenal stay 4th despite their loss to Villa. And well, actually they dropped to 5th actually. Liverpool go up to 4th with their win, of course, up to now having is that 2 or 3 point cushion over Arsenal there? I think it's 2. Bournemouth, despite the loss, stay in 14th, while Spurs, Sunderland, Stoke, Villa and Everton complete the top 10. Down in the relegation zone, it's Crystal Palace, Swansea City and Norwich after 16. Still haven't even reached 10 points yet. It's looking pretty dire for Norwich at the moment.